greetings, everyone. This is TBIC, the best in sports and entertainment. Today, man, we got a great guest. You know, he did multiple sports. He also is an educator and a teacher and a trainer and things of that nature. So I want all of y'all to give this legend a round of applause. Dominique Curry, everyone.
Appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
So before I get deep into your story, can you just tell the people what inspires you first and foremost?
So what inspires me is basically my dad, my mom, and my grandma. You know, they kind of set the roadmap for me. You know, make sure that I was involved in the community, make sure that no matter what I do or did, to go after the best. Don't stop service level. Continue to push for the stars, and you know, shoot past the clouds. So that's what got me started, man. Just the way that they instilled, you know, that confidence in me to be the best that I could be in whatever I do.
So, what is the first sport you actually even played?
It was actually basketball, man. Yeah, I played basketball first.
What age?
I was 11.
Okay.
And I used to go to the Rasheed Wallace camps. I don't know if you remember, but he used to have the camps at Gratz.
Definitely.
He used to have them there at Gratz twice a week, and I used to go there all the time. But yeah, basketball was my first love.
And what other sports did you wind up playing?
I ended up playing football, and then I ran track and field. I did that in high school and in college.
So at what age did you start playing another sport besides basketball?
12, started playing football.
Pee Wee League, middle school, high school, like, you know.
Yeah, youth football, played with the Nicetown Steelers. We was garbage though, bro.
And like the Nicetown, was you like the 90s, the 184s? I don't know how that worked, but I always heard the young boy, yeah, I'm with the 90 pounders, I'm with the 105s.
Yeah.
So where you was at?
Yeah, that's how it was when I played. We did weight pounds. So I played 110s, then I played the 125s, and I didn't play the 145 because that's when I went to high school.
Okay, so high school, you know, how was it? Was you a good athlete by the time you went to high school, or was you would say you was just finding yourself developing?
I still was developing. Like, people put it to you like this: my first time when I played youth football, I wasn't that good. The only thing I could do was catch. I wasn't fast. I wasn't strong, but I had hands now, and I might catch the rock, but I'm gonna fumble it. So I was able to see my progression through youth football, go from not fumbling, I always caught the ball, so I went from not fumbling to not being able to tackle to tackling, and then I went from basically playing offensive line and defensive line to playing quarterback, running back, middle linebacker, doing it all just from the growth. And then when I got to high school, I was a good athlete, but I couldn't dunk at first, bro. You know, I get up, but in ninth grade, I couldn't dunk.
That's crazy. So what sport did you, around that time, you know, what sport did you like more, the basketball or football?
I like football more because my ninth grade year, I didn't start. I played JV in ninth grade in football and basketball.
Okay.
So on the football side, I didn't start. My first football high school play was I was on the kick return unit and I fumbled. So when I fumbled, he didn't put me back in the game in the whole first half. So the person that was playing my position, he ended up getting hurt. He messed up his ankle. So now I got to get in on defense. So now I'm playing strong safety / outside linebacker. Finished with the most tackles. I had forced fumbles. Like, I just was balling out because I had the opportunity. And then in basketball, my freshman year, I didn't get in at all. I didn't see the court one time really my freshman year in high school. So I always had that I'm working to get to this point phase, like no matter what. Football, I was working to get to varsity. Basketball, I just wanted to work just to get on the field. On the court.
Just to get some time. So I'm gonna get right at to you with a little fun question. Since you said football was your favorite, so what was your top 5 favorite football players?
Definitely going with Jerry Rice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Tom Brady. I rock with him. It's gonna be B-Dog.
Okay.
I go with B-Dog.
Okay.
Can I do 6 or I gotta do 5?
We can give that other person an honorable mention. So it's technically top 5, but that 6th person, we gonna just say an honorable mention. You know, everybody deserve an honorable mention.
Right. So I'm gonna do, of course, Randy and T.O. They
Okay.
close out my top 5, and then that 6th person, I'm gonna go with Calvin Johnson, just from
Megatron.
just from me seeing his work ethic, being on the team with him, and seeing how he moved off the field, and how he moved in the meeting rooms, and how he moved in the meetings with the organization. Like, he was a model professional.
Now that's interesting because that kind of segues to my next question. The reason why I asked you, you know, who was your top 5 football players, of course, because I wanted to know, is interesting. But I just want to know, did you take anything from them as for motivation for you to make it? Whether it was their work ethic, whether it's the way they handle the press conference questions, whether it's the way they dress, or just I mossed you. So, you know, what from your favorite players that motivated and transitioned to you as a player?
So with Jerry Rice, it was just his work ethic, because he wasn't the fastest, he didn't jump the highest, but he's regarded as one of the best receivers of all time, just from the work he put in the offseason and how well he was able to dissect his routes and dissect the defense that he's going up against. When it comes to Tom Brady's longevity, I mean, I battled against him, but it's like, you got to respect that guy, because no matter what team he's on, it's a possibility that they could go to the chip, you know. And one thing that I started to respect him for was, if you look at his time up in, you know, with New England, with the Patriots, when you watch their offense, he wasn't always greedy. You know how some quarterbacks take hits. If he'll check down to the running back, get them 3-4 yards, so that way he knows, okay, now if we punt, we put the defense in a better position, instead of trying to always go for the hero ball. And seeing a quarterback at his caliber go to his checkdowns as often as he did just show how mature he was at that position, and how much he respected the defense that he was going up against. So I definitely got a lot of respect for him. And then T.O. and Randy, I mean, they just was athletes, man. Just seeing Randy, what he went through as a young kid in high school and as a child, to see him prosper, go to college, defy the odds even when he was in college, and he was a multi-sport athlete. So seeing that, and then with T.O., he just was, you know, at my time in high school, he was with the Eagles. So it was like me being able to see one of my favorite receivers every game, every Sunday, and to see what he did with them, you know.
Yeah, that was like one of my greatest times. I'm not going to say McNabb messed that up, but McNabb messed that up, man. Yeah. But I'm going to leave that alone. McNabb, like, you my guy. I'm not, you know, saying nothing bad, but the thing about what you just said about Tom Brady, if Tom Brady was in that Super Bowl, he would have gave T.O. the ball 20 times the way, you know, that's what I respect about him. Whether it's the check down, or if Tom Brady realized, oh, you can't stop this person, so I will throw the ball 80 times straight to the same receiver. And if it's the same route, he going to keep saying do that same route. So it's like Tom just trying to win. And if he spot the mismatch, Gator boots.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, he didn't start when he first came to the league.
He had to earn his spot. And who was it? Bledsoe? Who was
Drew Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe, right? And Drew Bledsoe was a boy. He wasn't no just let's say he wasn't no Tim Tebow or nobody.
Right. No, he was nice. Drew Bledsoe was nice. It was just, you know, he got injured, and you know, when you get older in the league, when those injuries start to happen, teams start to look at their youth. And Tom was able to just slide in, and he just took a, you know, full opportunity and took it to the chip.
Now, so what we want to know here on TBIC, man, we definitely want you to come back to do another interview, because you have this so much, you know, to talk about, you know, and I want to get straight through, you know, that transition from college sports to professional sports. You know, I'm not gonna use any acronyms right now. I'm gonna just go from the, you know, the business state, you know, the mental state, and the preparedness or readiness you have to embark on this next level of competition in business. You know, so, you know, what's that? You know, first I'm gonna start it here. You know, what is it like to get that call to go to the next level?
Man, it's a blessing. You know, from me just being at Cheney, you know, small HBCU, the first HBCU, and you remember when you was up there, our team football, we wasn't good.
No.
So just to be at that small school, not be good, to still get the recognition I was able to get as a player, just showed the work that I put in. And people don't know, but every year at Cheney, I stayed up there and I took summer classes. So that way I could stay up there and work out and not come back to North Philly. And when I would work out up there, I would do football workouts, I'll do basketball workouts, and then I'll weight lift. And then I used to drive to Philly and play in the Sunny Hill tournaments. Down McGonigal Hall. I always played in the college league. So then I used to do all of that stuff every day. You know, my class was over, done at 11 o'clock. I got all day. So I used to just work out, do one workout, take a nap, do another workout, take a nap, do another workout, take a nap, then play in the games at night, and then go back up to Cheney.
So you was already preparing yourself, you know, professionally, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people want, you know, to get to the next level, but are you prepared for the next level, or are you ready? You know what I mean? You wasn't sitting down, you know, not on duty, eating glizzies, drinking beer, you know what I mean? You stay ready. Right. So when you got that phone call, you know, you was physically in shape, you know, as an athlete, you know, and didn't have because you can get injured, you know, not being in shape and trying to get right into the speed of people that's already in shape, correct?
Yeah. I could tell you about the way I got my phone call, because it was different. Because I graduated from Cheney.
Okay.
I went to Cal, PA for a year to play football and go to grad school. So I get to Cal. My master's program was urban planning.
Okay.
Signed the papers, letter of intent, did everything. Next thing I know, they called me like 2 weeks later, like, yo, we got rid of the urban planning degree.
Dang.
You gotta choose something else. So I'm just kind of, you know, I don't want nothing else, but I chose something else because I went to that school to get more recognition and to also have the ability to play in a tournament, NCAA tournament,
okay,
on the football side. And I ain't even play like that, bro. Like, I just was on special teams. I battled injuries in college. That 1 year I was battling injuries, and I thought it was a wrap because leaving Cheney, I didn't play football my senior year, but I played basketball and ran track. So by me not playing my senior year, that's a year of me not accumulating stats, but I still was top 100 receiver in the nation. Then I went to Cal, where I only had 4 catches my senior year, but I still was top 100 in the nation. Then I played in the All-Star game. I did okay. And honestly, I thought it was a wrap. So I had my first son, came back home, and I got a job at LA Fitness, bro. So I just started working, and then I got a call while I was at work, and they was like, you know, this is Coach Nolan Cromwell, St. Louis Rams. Do you have time to talk? I'm like, yeah, I got time to talk. He said, you know, we've been interested in you. We've been watching you for the past couple years, and we would like to invite you out to our rookie mini camp. You know, would you like to accept? And I was like, yep. I didn't say yep like that, but I'm like, yeah, you know, I'll accept. Then they called me back, got my flight information. Then a week later, flew me out.
Flew you out. You know, you out there, and like, you know, and let's go to your family. You know, because even though it's a amazing moment for you, and it's a sight, because this is your, you know, I'm assuming this is your dream. I'm assuming you visioned yourself, you know, playing in the NFL. Right. I know you played in the schoolyard as a kid out north, oh, I mossed you, T.O.
Yeah.
And it's like, dag, man, you really got your chance. So, how did your family, respond to that? Like, 'cause some people believe in you, and some people say, oh, man, you want to go to NFL, you might as well just be like a doctor, or you better off trying to go be a lawyer. And then you really achieved that. What's that moment?
So my family was extremely supportive of what I did. They made sure that I wasn't doing anything outside of sports and outside of school that could possibly mess up that situation.
Okay.
So even though I was in North, I was in Nicetown, I was good. I didn't have to worry about nothing because, for one, my family always took care of me. They always made sure I was protected, but they also knew, like, something going down in the park, I'm going in the house. They knew I wasn't into that type of lifestyle. They made sure they protected me from that. So because of that, I could play in leagues. My dad had me playing out Parkside, playing down 16th Street, playing at Whittier, playing at Hank Gathers Rec Center, because the respect that he was able to generate from his playing years, he's well respected.
And what's your father's name? Who's your father?
Dom Stevens.
Shout out to Dom Stevens.
Yeah, so with his respect, and then my aunt playing at Temple, went to grass playing at Temple.
What's her name?
Marilyn Stevens.
Shout out to Marilyn Stevens.
So they're all well respected in the basketball world.
Okay.
So when it was my turn to play, I'm just creating my own name, because the one thing is, me and my dad don't have the same last name. So when they see me, they probably like, yo, he looked like Dom, but by my last name being Curry, they not putting two and two together until he's at the game and they see us talking. But y'all just had to create my own name, man.
And that's one of the main reasons, why we wanted to bring you here. Because, a lot of people say, man, I be doing it all by myself, or it's hard, or ain't like, of course you had some, tutelage, with your father, but he couldn't get you there. Like you had to do it. You had to put in the work. He couldn't get on the field for you.
Right.
He couldn't wake up and practice track, basketball, football, make the decision. You was grown. You could have made the decision to go to North Philly, mess with some scallywags, get a little saucy and things of that nature.
Right.
But you chose to stay focused, and you mentioned, you went to a HBCU. Do you feel that initially was an important route? I'm thinking about Deion Sanders. He upgraded the program. He moved on, and then now we have Deshaun Jackson. So you coming from the HBCU, is that something you would do? Coach at a HBCU? Like, what is coaching looking like for you?
I mean, if I had the opportunity, I would coach collegiately at the HBCU, just because we see at the PWIs or the Power 5 schools, we see the type of coaches that they have there.
For those who don't know, what are the Power 5 schools? So
a Power 5 school is a school like Alabama, LSU, you could say Penn State, Ohio State, schools like that.
Okay.
And if you look at their coaching staff, they have well-respected coaches that have been coaching for years. They have former players that come back, and they're bringing that professional talent and knowledge to give to those students. But if you look at the HBCU world, it's not many of the former players that play professionally coming back to coach. So they're not receiving that knowledge. And the one thing that we know at the HBCU level, you kind of got to coach differently, because when kids go to Alabama and LSU, they have league on their mind, but they're putting in that work. When kids come to Cheney and Lincoln to play football, they're going to say they want to make it to the league, but they don't really put that work in. And that was something that I realized when I was there. People ask, like, yo, why you going to the gym? Because I'm trying to get bigger, stronger, faster. Why you running track? Because I'm trying to get faster. I was told I'm slow, so I'm running track to get faster. Why you staying at school for the summer? So I could get bigger, stronger, faster. And I could get my credits in so that way I can graduate on time. Whereas the other people were just up there, they were working out when they had to, but they didn't do nothing when they didn't have to.
Yeah, because they didn't ultimately make it to the next level. You know what I mean? So It's something about just being prepared, being ready, consistently, working and things of that nature. So how did that, transition to playing in the Arena Football League?
That was easy, man.
Yeah.
Arena football for me, it was easy.
It was. How so?
So
I see you almost like, I ain't gonna lie, like I voted for this boy to be the Arena Rookie of the Year and all like that. Like I see you was in the mix.
What's crazy was I didn't play the first couple games. For some reason, I didn't play the first couple games, and I honestly was about to come home. I'm like, look, the pay ain't nothing. My son's back at the crib. I'm not happy. I came out here to play. I'm out. Then one of the veterans was like, yo, just stay this week. Something may change. So they let me play, score the touchdowns, rushing touchdown, score the interception, because I was playing defense too. So I'm like, all right, this is kind of fun. And then the next game I didn't play. So now I'm back in the mindset like, yo, it's a wrap, I'm out. Then the next week I played, and then I played the rest of the season, but I finished up with, I had 50 catches, I had 25 touchdowns, I had 7 rushing touchdowns, I had 2 interceptions, I had forced fumbles, I had fumble recoveries, and it was just imagine if I would have played them 6 games that I didn't play. It would have been it might have been a different outcome for me from that.
Yeah, at least you would have unanimously got that Rookie of the Year. We know at bare minimum, and you would have probably been the Megatron of Arena football.
Right? Who knows what would have happened?
Or a little mixture of Travis Hunter, playing on both sides.
I can't move like him though, bro.
I mean, I just said that he played on both sides of the ball, not on duty, So who you think? So what's your top 5 draft picks? Who the top 5 people coming out the NCAA since we on that?
I'm gonna definitely go with Travis. I'm gonna go with the young boy from Penn State.
Okay, the running back.
No, the DN.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He supposed to be like, my fault, Penn State. Like you supposed to be the boy. It's like arguably if you gonna go number 1.
Yeah, he's definitely. I think he's definitely should be a top 3 pick. Just watching the way he play, man. The way he's able to get around the tackles, the way he's able to use his hands to make sure that they don't keep their hands on him. And if you just watch his fundamentals, man, he was well coached.
It reminded me how they was talking about Jordan Davis, like how they were just so hyped when he first came in. He's a monster. He's a monster, man. Like it's kind of that same. Oh, you think better than Jordan Davis?
I'll say it's different because Jordan Davis was at Georgia.
Georgia Dogs.
And he's more reminded me of all the other number 11s that came out of Penn State.
Okay.
So you have LeVar Arrington, you got Micah Parsons. So he reminds me of Parsons, the way he moved.
Well, who else you got coming up? That's you said Travis. I ain't gonna throw no names out there because I don't want to stare you.
I mean,
we got 2 more.
I don't see Shador being top 5.
Damn. I don't want to ask you why, but I got to because they gonna want to know.
To be honest, the only reason why I don't see him top 5 is because I feel like they're going to find a reason to not allow him to be top 5. It's going to be something that
politics,
they say.
You saying?
Yeah, like for example, the one dude in the league, he talking about him patting the ball before he throw. If you watch a lot of the great quarterbacks, they pat the ball before he throw.
I remember seeing Vic do that.
Yeah, so I understand what that DB is saying, but don't say that now because he's doing it. Because if he pat the ball and get the ball out, you probably won't get there. So we all try to look for that edge and that advantage to see stuff to make us break on the ball quicker, or from the DB perspective.
And you talking about as a cornerback, free safety, linebacker perspective.
Right.
Jump the route.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
But he going to get there. He going to pat the ball and get out so fast. You may not have enough time to react off the pat, and you might not see it because you back. Right?
No, that's real rap. So, what do you think? Jeetney a top 5 pick?
Who?
Jeetney, the running back. They always talking about like, you know, this guy. Like, I seen him. I was a little impressed. It just like since like Reggie Bush, it just seemed like running backs always go wild in college. How do that transition to the league?
So the reason why I don't see him going top 5 is because I can't name a time the last time a running back did go top 5, for one. And the way the NFL is kind of doing it is that running back position is becoming expendable. So if you watch a lot of the better teams, not this past season, but the season before, the better teams had 2-3 running back systems. This past season, Derrick Henry and obviously Saquon brought back that elite running back position, but teams are starting to gather a backfield instead of really maintain that number one.
It's best what they say, running back by committee.
Exactly, because they get, you think about it, they get hits when they hand the ball, they take handoffs, they have to pass block, they got blitz pickup, and at times they have to block for certain runs. So if there's outside of the offensive line, there's a possibility that a running back is going to get hit every single snap. And the longevity in that, you know, with the offensive line is close quarters. Whereas the longevity in running backs, man, it's not as, like, they not trying to pay them because of the injuries that come with it.
It's like guaranteed pretty much, huh? At that. Well, it's like you ain't gonna be walking on your feet every day without twisting your ankle type of thing.
Right.
Much. So like, you know, back to your NFL career, and I was once told a man learn more and just gain more knowledge and culture awareness when he traveled. So with that being said, you know, what were list of teams that you played for in the NFL, and how was that, you know, that traveling and living in one city and relocating, like, you know, how was the whole traveling and living experience?
It was a gift and a curse. Because, like, for example, when I went to St. Louis, I went to Missouri because of sports, but I never spent time in St. Louis. And I'm able to, like, go see the Arch. So my dad came out, we went to go see the Arch. I'm driving around St. Louis. I'm going to the spots out there, the eating spots. And then it was amazing. But then when I finally got released by them, I'm in Detroit now. So I still had an apartment in St. Louis, and I grabbed a spot in Detroit. But since I'm from Philly, I had me a spot in Jersey. So at one point, I have 3 rents, and I'm only living in one house. And then Detroit released me. So now I got places that I'm not even staying in, you know, because of the football world. And it's something that I didn't realize and I didn't think to do, whether to purchase a house or do a month-to-month lease. I did a straight 12-month lease, and I'm stuck. You know, so that was something that I didn't like. But, you know, taking that with the ability to travel and make money while going to these cities and states is and then you flying top of the line, like you flying top notch. So,
like, what you mean flying top notch? Like, you know, I see, you know, you work with the kids and you be like dance battling, like you like flying in the air. You could just get up, start just doing a moonwalk, eating a bucket of chicken top notch.
Got my son from practice.
So yeah, I never even, you know, thought about that, you know, maintaining three different rents at the same time. I'm quite sure it taught you some things, how to handle money and things down there. I know certain things that you didn't know you wouldn't repeat, you know, the same mistakes or whatever. So before we get out of here, I want to know, like, what's your top 5, basketball players? And we're gonna do it like this. NBA and NCAA, even if you got top, I don't know, before I could have like top 5 in NCAA basketball right now, I really don't. I'm just hoping the Sixers tanking for Cooper Flag, but that's my tank. What's your top 5? Starting with the NCAA, the future is the way.
I really don't know much, but I obviously know about Cooper Flag.
Okay.
Well, boys elite. But then you still gotta remember D-Wag.
Yeah, DeJuan Wagner.
Yeah,
son.
he hooping.
Okay.
And then the kid from Auburn. The big guy.
Yeah, the big boy that be he the biggest. The one that threw the basketball on him at the ball when he went out of balance.
He all right.
Burns or something like that, right? Yeah.
He's all right, but I think he need to get a little quicker at the next level.
Definitely.
But I really don't watch. This year I didn't watch much NCAA because my team, which is the Tar Heels, we wasn't that good. So
no, it be like that. Like me, I'm like a Villanova guy, and we've been winning like a mug. And even St. Joe's has been pretty good. Yeah, it be like that when you're wrestling, don't wrestle no more. You just kind of stop watching wrestling.
Yeah.
But no disrespect to the NCAA, basketball, college world. I hope you guys give us more exciting players next year. So top 5 NBA.
Gotta go with Brian.
Okay.
Got to. I'm gonna say my cuz Steph.
Okay.
I'm gonna Steph.
Curry. Okay.
Steph and Steph, both of them, but Steph is definitely still top 5. Donovan Mitchell.
Oh yeah, he balling.
Yeah, man, he definitely top 5. I'm gonna go Luka.
The LA connection, Luka.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Luka. And I want to say Kyrie, but I'm gonna go Giannis.
Who predictions for this year? Who gonna be in the championship in the NBA?
I think it might be Cleveland.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, maybe Utah.
What? Utah?
I think they'll get it together. I don't know.
Sheesh.
They get, like, in the playoffs they play differently. But I don't watch much of the West. I watch the Sixers, so.
Yeah, see, Utah, what I do know, they got a bunch of interesting. It's like a team full of all players. It's everybody 80. That's how I would look at Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Like they whole team can play. If it's 48 minutes, they all can play 23.5, 24 minutes apiece.
Right.
And half of them can have like double digits or whatever like that. So I could see that because they like a well-oiled, machine not on duty. And they ain't trying to do too much, and it remind me like a college team.
Yeah.
The way they play. Like they ain't doing too much, they ain't shooting a bunch of threes, and they boxing out. They got a couple tall Europeans on their team that just pick, roll. When I first started playing basketball, I was like retarded with like plays and stuff like that. I don't think they got no problem with none of that.
Right. No, I mean I want to see Golden State go, but Utah is a team that scared me because something that you said, like they got all 80s, and if you think about it, once you get to the playoffs, you're playing frequently a lot, and it's tough to beat the same team multiple times. So when you play them, you don't know what type of rotation they got, and then they have players where you're not missing a piece besides Jokic. That's it. But I want Golden State to win.
You want Golden State?
Yeah.
Is the Eagles be back to back?
I think so.
You think so?
I think so.
Like do you feel like the Giants like just lost their mind? Like I just want to do that deal again. Like it's like the Giants just keep giving us the players, man. Like it's like man, us and the Giants got a thing right now,
Right.
man.
Sometimes you gotta fall into the right situation. And with Saquon, this was the situation. Like I said, they weren't trying to pay the running backs. They don't want to pay them. So they gave up their goose egg.
Yeah, like they signed Daniel Jones foreign. Like it just crazy. That's old news. Thank you, New York, man. Y'all forever have a place in my heart.
Facts.
Nice doing business with you. Coming in, you know what I mean? Hey, y'all, what's that young wide receiver they got over there?
I know you're talking about.
He a bull. He got a lot of yards and stuff. He was a rookie this
Neighbors.
year. Yeah, Malik. They don't want to pay you, bro. Come be a neighbor of Philadelphia. New York is like a neighbor of Philadelphia. So where can they find you at? Any business that you got going on? Any endeavors that you would like to promote?
Oh yeah, so my day job is I'm the director of member engagements with PYSC, which is the Philadelphia Youth Sports Collaborative.
Okay.
And what we do is we bring programs and resources to the youth of the city. Our big thing that we have going on right now is we have the Philly Youth Sports Fund, where we gave over 60 nonprofits across the city funding, whether it was equipment, whether it was actual financial funding. And like I said, roughly 70 total nonprofits was able to benefit from that. And we do that because they may not know how to receive the grant funding from the city. So by us applying for the big lump sum, we're able to divvy it up. And then,
how do they find you guys? How can people reach out and find you guys?
You can check the website out. It's www.pysc.org. You can also find me on social media, Dom Curry 18, on IG, on Threads. It's just same thing, Dom Curry 18. And you can find my job, PYSC, at the Philadelphia Youth Sports Collaborative on IG. So
okay. So in closing, what would you tell a up and coming, athlete who is not getting in the game and has been halfway in the season,
right,
and they're not getting in, but they're putting in all the work, and they feel, not only do they feel, they know they better than the players that's getting in before them. What would you tell that student athlete?
I'll say stay ready to get ready. And the culture that's being created now is that when we face tough times, when we face adversity, we tend to leave. So if you look at the kids that may not play, they automatically transfer in schools. They don't know how to sit and actually fight and compete for that actual spot. So I would say, unless you have to leave that school, fight for your spot, because you don't know what that's going to do for you. And also realize that sports now is a complete business. So the way you promote yourself on social media, the way you promote yourself outside the lines of the field or the court, you got to be mindful. The middle fingers, the showing the money, acting a certain way, they take heed and they watch all of that stuff, because now what you're becoming is, for depending on that organization, you may become a liability. So try to be mindful of what you're putting out there, especially now with the NIL deals. In college, when you get those, be smart, because there's still only a 1% chance of making it to the NFL.
All right, man, you heard it here. It's TBIC, the best in sports entertainment. Y'all make sure y'all support Dominique Curry. Once again, what's the name of the agency that you work for? I think that's very important to get that knowledge out there, man. The revolution will not be televised, but it starts with the youth.
Right. It's PYSC, the Philadelphia Youth Sports Collaborative.
The Philadelphia Youth Sports Collaborative?
Yep.
Is that a .com, .org?
.org. www.pysc.org.
Instagram, Facebook?
Instagram is Phila Youth Sports.
Okay.
And the same thing as on what's that? It's not Instagram, but it's
Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat.
No, the other one. The joint that they was trying to get-
TikTok.
That's how you know we getting old, bro. Like, I forgot all about. I forgot the
Talking
name.
about out the eye. What's that boy name? What's that boy name?
I'm like, man, that's how you know we getting old, bro.
Yeah, man, that's a beautiful thing, man. But it was great to have you, man.
Always, man.
Pleasure, man. We'd definitely love you to come back. We want your pop, like auntie, man.
Right.
We just appreciate, you guys. You appreciate when I'm saying you guys. I'm saying because you also a representation of your family.
Right.
You get what I'm saying, and you representing them proud. I'm quite sure every parent don't get the results that they get. That they attend to get out their child. So I'm glad that you're making them proud, and you're back and you're giving to the youth. You're giving that training so someone else can get it in the NFL, because now, because of you, someone is gonna feel like and know they can get in the NFL because they know you and you've been there. And ain't nobody telling me what I'ma be. Like, you never been there. Oh, here you piping. I ain't gonna be nothing. Ain't nobody gonna be nothing. Everybody do crack, bro. I got my ladder with the 47 and that's, yeah. Right. You know what I mean? So it's important that the children see you.
Thanks. I'm outside, man.
TBIC.
Mecca Care LLC. We give you an abundance of what you need. We know what you need. We can literally read your mind. Look at me, I'm staring right into your soul. We're gonna give you an abundance of it. Mecca Care LLC has been rated #1 in Pennsylvania for home care agency since 2020. They got the best pay, the best care, medical, dental, 401k. If you're located in Philadelphia County, Bucks County, Chester County, or Montgomery County, call today at
215-644-8341.
Oh, hello, is this Mecca Care? I just called the number that was here at the screen. This is crazy.